not bad. Get a little boost. Nas, high performance energy drink. There you go. That's all the good stuff you need. Complex 6, your tolerant caffeine, your no steel, vitamin B6, guarana, and vitamin B12. Booyah. So we're gonna give this thing a try right here. Pop the lid open. Cheers. God bless America and God bless you. Now, part of the holiday season is giving. You'll see all type of nonprofit organizations such as Salvation Army and others that's going to try to give to the poor. Well, with that, my experience is that any nonprofit charitable organizations are really a bridge that doesn't necessarily connect to what it's supposed to do. And when I say that, I mean that nonprofit organizations such as Salvation Army is meant to help the poor, but they no longer help the poor as effectively like they once did. I mean, you think about it, even though nonprofit organization, they still have costs to move things. You know, they have a store that's being operated, they have workers, and they even have a CEO. And when a nonprofit organization has a CEO, they should no longer be called a CEO, you know. And so along the way, the money that you give these nonprofit organizations, they dwindle so much that there's barely enough left to give to the poor. You know, as a born-again Christian, I believe that you should help those who are in need and are poor. One of the things that the church in Jerusalem asked Paul and Barnabas was that one thing that you do, even though you preach to the Gentiles and we preach to Jews, is that keep the poor in mind. And they agree to that. In the other church, it was easy for them to take care of the poor. They had the resources and just gave it to them directly. There wasn't necessarily a middle person that would dwindle the cost away. And that's why I think when it comes to giving, you should just give with your heart. You should give for a willful heart. You should not let someone you should not let someone force you to give out of guilt. Any person that tries to give you out of guilt, most likely is going to have his own interest and not say helping the poor out. So when it comes to give, you know, just give to the poor. You know, you see a lot of poor people on the side of the road begging for change, begging for money. I think those are the people that we should give directly to because they need it the most. And how they use it is on them. You know, when I was in high school and in the summertime, my dad would drop me off at the public library, which is not too far from his work. Well, one day I had some money with me and I was walking around and I was looking for something to buy, either something to eat or something to drink. And there was this black dude. He came up to me and says, "Listen, man, I just lost my job. I don't have any money left. And I really need money to buy medicine or something." And being naive, I said, "Oh, sure." So I gave him maybe about $5. I give it to him and he goes off. And so I'm rolling around the city of Petersburg, which is where the public library was in, Petersburg, Virginia. And so I'm roaming around and I walk into this store. I'm not sure what the store. It was all covered up. And I kind of opened the door. I saw it was a bar. And I saw him in there buying alcohol. And he saw me. And I looked and said, "Oh, I got conned." And so from that time on, I became a little more defensive about who I'm going to give my money to. Well, to help me get over that, Dr. Elmer Towns, the founder of Liberty University, he said this thing is about giving, that when you give someone, you should give it to them and just forget about them. And wherever they use it on, it's okay. Whether they use it on like booze, alcohol, drugs, or whatever, or actually getting food or drink, it's okay. It's on them. And somewhere in Proverbs it talks about to those who are in poor and in pain, give them alcohol, give them, or let them have liquor to help them forget about their worries. So to kind of sum about what I'm talking about when it comes to giving is that we should give with a willful heart. We should give to a willful heart and just let the Spirit guide us on who needs to receive some funding from us. Well, that's all I have for today. Here, cheers.